Hey, and welcome back to Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventures. If you caught my short on Wild West Wednesday, you already know how Harry Tracy died, crawling through a wheat field after one of the bloodiest manhunts in Western history. But what you don't know is how he got there. From stealing geese to murdering lawmen, from jailbreaks to betrayal, this is the full story of the last true outlaw of the Old West, Harry Tracy. Born Harry Severns in 1875 in Wisconsin, young Harry was a smart kid from a good family, but by his teens he'd wandered far off the straight and narrow. He changed his name to Harry Tracy, and by the 1890s he'd teamed up with another young outlaw named David Merrill in Vancouver, Washington. Their first crime, stealing geese. Yeah, geese. And from there, things escalated fast. By 1897, Tracy was pulling burglaries across Utah, got thrown in prison, and promptly broke out, armed with a smuggled revolver. He joined a gang in Colorado, and by March of 1898, he was involved in a shootout in Browns Park, where a posse member was killed. That earned him a one-way ticket back behind bars in Aspen. But as you might have guessed, he didn't stay there long. By late 1898, Tracy was back on the loose and back with Merrill, this time in Portland, Oregon. They went on a spree, robbing streetcars, saloons, and stores with a flair for the dramatic. But Portland police weren't having it. Tracy and Merrill were caught, tried, and sentenced to 20 years at Oregon State Penitentiary. The two were locked up and stewing for their next big move. And sure enough, on June 9, 1902, they pulled off one of the bloodiest prison breaks in Oregon history. The escape was pure Hollywood. Tracy had a gun hidden inside a food delivery pail, smuggled in by accomplices. He and Merrill sprang into action, shooting their way out and killing 3 guards in the process. A 4th would die days later from his wounds. They hit the road with blood on their hands, vanishing into the Oregon hills. Suddenly, the Pacific Northwest was thrown into full-blown panic. Every lawman for miles was chasing them, and every newspaper splashed the last great outlaw across their front pages. For a time, Tracy and Merrill stuck together, but that didn't last. They holed up near Chehalis, Washington, where things took a turn. The story goes that they argued about what to do next, and Tracy challenged Merrill to a duel. Back to back, 10 paces. Merrill agreed. They took their paces, and Tracy turned and shot him in the back. No honor among outlaws, right? From there, Tracy went full ghost mode, moving at night, hiding by day, and stealing whatever he needed. He held up a homeowner in Woodland Park outside Seattle and used the place as a hideout, forcing the man and his family to serve him meals while he plotted his next move. Newspapers couldn't get enough of it. He was terrifying, charismatic, and always 2 steps ahead. On July 3rd, he ambushed a posse near Bothell, killing deputies Charles Raymond and John Williams. On the run again, he somehow made it across Puget Sound to Bainbridge Island, then back again to the mainland, stealing horses and supplies like it was 1870 instead of 1902. He wasn't just running, he was toying with the law. But no outlaw runs forever. On August 6, 1902, near Creston, Washington, Tracy tried to steal a horse from the Eddy family ranch. Locals tipped off the authorities, and a posse quickly surrounded the area. Tracy made a break for it, but was shot in the leg, shattering the bone. Crawling through the wheat fields, unable to walk, he knew the game was up. He turned the gun on himself and pulled the trigger. Just like that, the final chapter of the Old West came to a bloody, dusty close. Tracy's body was carted back to Salem, Oregon, where locals lined up to gawk. And in true outlaw fashion, the authorities eventually burned off his fingerprints and facial hair, not for science, but to keep souvenir hunters from identifying and digging up his corpse. So why do we still talk about Harry Tracy? Because he wasn't just a thug with a gun. He was the closing act of the outlaw age. His escape was one of the most violent and dramatic in U.S. history. His spree left lawmen stunned, towns terrified, and newspapers riveted. And his death marked the symbolic end of the Old West, the last time a desperado could vanish into the hills and live by his own rules. Tracy didn't just fight the law, he outwitted, outran, and outgunned them, until he finally ran out of luck. If you missed the short, go check it out. It's a fast ride through Tracy's final day, but now you've got the full legend, from start to bloody finish. Harry Tracy's story is pure Wild West, blood, betrayal, and bravado right up to the bitter end. And while he might not have been a hero, he was definitely unforgettable. If you like this tale of chaos and chutzpah, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Western history buffs. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales from the trails. Let me know in the comments, was Tracy a tragic hero or just a cold-blooded killer? Through the smoke of six-shooters and the dust of prison breaks, we'll keep digging up the legends of the Old West. In the meantime, I'll catch you on down the trail.